You're the chief on this hit parade.
I don't know about that. And Guy, what do you remember about it?
I don't.
I don't either. Jim, you want to do it, or shall I?
No, I like tradition.
Okay. All right, we'll make the best of it. Good evening, gentlemen. This is K5LYN. My name's Lynn. I'm in Austin. And this is the Swan 500C, very carefully and conservatively driving a 30L1. I've got the audio gain advanced all the way to 7 p.m., and it's closed at 6, I think. So we're being pretty conservative over here. We get together here on Wednesday evenings and talk about the early days of single sideband. Lots of vacuum tube radios are heard here. And we also exchange technical advice. If you are working on a radio and you're stumped about something, why, you can always bring up the question here. And maybe somebody's been that way before and can offer you some tips on what might be the solution. Also, buy-sell trades are welcome if they are boat anchor related. And let me just throw out a comment I made a couple of weeks ago. I was suggesting maybe we might pick some other frequency, because I know there are lots of people that would like to join us nationwide here in the winter, but competing with another group on the frequency makes it kind of difficult, like when my friend W9RAN checked in last week at the end of the net, but he could barely hear us and we could barely hear him because the AM guys were quite loud by that time. So I'm still kind of wondering about maybe 3922 as a possibility. If anybody has pro or con comments, throw them out there. All right, let me pick up the first 5 or 6 people that I know are here, and we'll go around. Mike, WA5MTT, you still around? K5LYN.
Oh, yeah, I am, Lynn, but not on a boat anchor tonight. I'm on the Flex 5000. Although the Alpha 77 I'm driving is a bit of an old amplifier in the 70s vintage. So yeah, I guess I'm halfway boat anchor tonight. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to moving up to 3922. I think we could get the word out through the traders nets, and at least it would it would eliminate some of the problems we have there. So anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. Just got back in town and didn't have time to turn on the Collins rig or anything else tonight, so I'm just having fun listening to everybody. Back to you, WA5MTT.
Sounds great, Mike. And no, we know you're one of the main men around here. Anybody would have the nerve to work on a Collins 380. You had any luck with that thing?
Oh, I just haven't had time, Lynn. It's next on the to-do list.
That's one of the real challenges, to make those work. There's probably not 10 men in the country that know how to do it. So if you score, let us know. Good luck with it. Okay, let's see. By the way, I sound like maybe I'm still on your frequency. Am I okay? I've been warming this Swan for 4.5 hours.
Yeah, you sound great right now. And the 380's working. I just need to do a couple little service bulletins to it.
All right. Keep us posted. An exciting project. Hey, Denver, what about it? N50JB, K5LYN.
Oh, I'm here, and everybody sounds good. Sound on frequency that I've heard so far. And I'm still on my old tempo. I'm not going to move from it. It's what they say, 5 million sea beers can't all be wrong. N50JB, and back to net.
No, they can't. You sound great, Denver. What else you need to do that thing? Nothing that I can think of.
No, I don't need to do nothing to it but talk on it.
I agree. It's got a beautiful signal, great audio. Okay, my neighbor, Mr. George, TXW. What do you say, George?
Hello, Lynn, and all around the net. So far, everybody sounds good. The band's holding up. I'm on the usual S-line stuff, 32S1, 75S3, 30L1, power supply. And the speaker cabinet all lined up here on the old Burnett County Library desk, the loop. Nothing has changed. So, yes, I'd love to be able to hear some further away stations. That would be a good idea. WB5TXW back to net.
Nice audio, George, and I'll be up for breakfast Saturday morning. Okay, hey, Jay, Mr. QS, what about it? K5LYN.
Hello, Lynn. This is Jay down here in Alice, KN5QS on the 32S1, 75S1, 30L1, 312B4, DL1. I'm transmitting through it, but I'm not using it right now. That's Collins dummy load to go with the S-line, or probably a bunch of other radios. Anyway, things working good. It looks good. Y'all sound good. Everything's great. I will do whatever the majority of the people decide they would like to do. I've stated my position before, and it really hasn't changed, but far be it from me to stomp my feet and I'll go along with everybody else. I would, however, suggest one thing. If a decision is made to move the net up to 3922, it probably would be good to do a little bit of investigative questioning to the people that hang on that frequency and see if they would be upset or have anybody that we would have to displace to move in there, because there are some people there. I don't know, I haven't paid much attention lately, but well, there are some people that hang there all the time, but at any rate, it's like anywhere else. Anywhere you choose to go, somebody's going to have to move for somebody else. So, but whatever y'all decide to do, I'll play along. And everybody sounds good. Back to you, Lynn, KM5QS.
Yeah, I agree, Jay. These are just trial balloons right now. But yeah, you're exactly right. I put out a CQ up there a couple of times and nobody came back to me, but 20 and 25 are certainly occupied. Hey, you been on the Collins S-line all the time we've been talking tonight?
Yes, sir, I have.
You have got it perfect. I know you had to jump through some hoops on that deal, but every transmission that I've heard you make tonight has been exquisite, so you're there.
Well, thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. It took a little while to do it. One thing I have learned, don't use the Vox.
Right. I never did either. But I know that there were some things that we couldn't figure out what in the world was going on, but whatever the case, you fixed it. It's great.
I believe they were all in the audio circuit. Part of it was the Vox, and part of it was some loose connections and some stuff that had been modified on the audio line right behind the mic plug. Replaced it with some different parts, made sure all the solder joints were good, and I wished everything was that simple. KM5QS.
Yeah, okay, Jay. Very, very nicely done. Okay, I'm going to pick up EF, XU, IS, and SFN, then we'll give it to somebody else. Okay, hey, Nick, that National's still working? K5EF from K5LYN.
Well, no smoke is curled out of it yet, so that's always a good sign. It's K5EF. While everybody was talking, I was working on this little external VFO for the National, the 501, and what a strange setup it is. It's got two pilot lights that they use as voltage dropping resistors to feed a Zener diode. 280 volts on one side of the lamps and 18 volts on the other. It's really, you talk about weird. But any event, it seems to be working, and I'm happy to finally get it done. As far as the move, I honestly think it's a good idea. You know, the West Coast guys we're right on the edge of their AM window, and you know, while we probably are not causing them, well, we probably are causing them a lot of grief in the winter at least. But in any event, you know, whatever you all think is appropriate works for me. We're newcomers here, but you know, I don't see any real issue with moving. I mean, all our rigs have VFOs, so it's not a big deal, okay?
Yeah, we can just kind of kick the idea around for a while and see where it leads, but like when we tried to talk to W9RAN last week, you know, and the band was great. It was nationwide. When I think of all the people we could be adding to the group here in the Fascinating Radios, kind of where I'm coming from. Hey, Nick, that rig is working great. When you talked about the light bulb, those incandescent light bulbs they were using, and so if the light bulb burns out, everything quits, is that the way it worked?
Yeah, you got it. It's two 130-volt bulbs in series. You believe that? That's the dial light for the VFO, for the remote VFO.
Well, National had some funny ideas. They built pretty radios, though.
Oh, it looks great. It looks like $1 million, but it's got some really strange engineering.
Right, I agree. All right, Nick, let me move on, see if David's still hanging in there with us. What about it, David? W5XU, K5LYN.
K5LYN, W5XU. Well, good evening, gentlemen. We're on the Drake Twin and an L4B. We peak at about maybe 300 watts or so like that. And trying out a new antenna. The 20-year-old loop gave up, and then the 15-year-old dipole gave up. So I did what was the normal thing. I threw everything away and started all over. So this is the first time that I've loaded it on 80 meters, and it was quite a challenge. But I think I got it to the point where nothing is fitting on me right now. Everybody sounds good. Got a little high noise here, but otherwise okay. 7 is fine. That's probably about the high point of our day today, and everything is doing fine. As far as the frequency change, I really have no strong feeling. I can't hear the source of what I have here antenna-wise. Nick has got a very elaborate 80-meter setup, but he said you can hear it. But we're not bothering anybody. We just ought to stay put. Anyway, I'll go wherever you say. Just send me an email. See you all in a couple of weeks. Take care, Lynn. W5XU.
Hey, David, if you told me what this new antenna is, I missed it. Is it a dipole, or what are we hearing on your end?
It's an off-center fed dipole. The short end is towards Nick, and the long end is on my side, but it's a little squirrely to load, but it seems to be working okay. It works fairly well on 40 meters as well.
Okay. Yeah, I don't notice it being necessarily any different than your previous antenna, so I'd say you're good. Okay, David, anything else for the net tonight?
It's about the same thing, although it's oriented 90 degrees from where I had it before. The other one just, I guess it just got old enough to say I quit. We'll see you all next week. In a couple of weeks, we'll just have an eyeball teacher with you. God bless you all. W5XU.
All right, let me see if I can still hear my friend Doug over there. Mr. W5IS, what about it, Doug? K5LYN.
K5LYN, internet, W5IS. Well, I think I'm hearing AM here tonight. Anyway, there's a carrier right on frequency. But wherever you move, I'll try to make it there. I am running the Swan 700 CX barefoot and into Trap 4075 dipole and a Shure 444 microphone, and that's set up here. And Saturday we got a Hamfest at Orange, and hope to see some of them down there. I'm carrying a couple of pieces of Swan equipment, 508 VFO that lights up, but it don't work. I hadn't been into it. And a Swan power supply. So anyway, hope to see some of it down there. Everything going good. Band's holding up. Appreciate you running the net, fixing me up, Lynn. K5LYN the net, W5IS.
You always have a great signal, Doug, no matter what radio, and tonight is no exception. Good to hear you. All right, to the wild man from Wimberley, W5SFN. What about it, Al? K5LYN.
Yeah, greetings, everybody. That's W5SFN. Everybody sounds good. I'm on an old 520S. I've got two of them here, and I got an old Swan 350 that a friend of mine gave me. One looks pretty nice. All the tubes are good in it, but I get it to. It's hard to get the damn thing to work. It sounds good sometimes on the receive, and now sometimes it sounds good on the going out. So I'm gonna drop it down the floor and kick it and see if that fixes it. This W5SFN don't have any money in it, so it don't matter. But it looks nice. This W5SFN Wimberley.
Hey, great signal, Al. You always have a nice signal out of your station, and that radio you're on tonight's working very nicely. All right, that's probably enough talk from me. And our traditional rotation kind of gives it to Guy. So, Guy, you want it? What do you think? W5CMK and the boat anchors, K5LYN.
K5LYN and the boat anchors. This is W5CMK. Yeah, I'll give it a whirl. Tonight I'm on my TR4C, running the Little Henry 2 3500s up to a double bazooka at about, give or take 45 foot, depending on which convenience store you're leaving at the time, and a D104 microphone with a question mark element in it. All right, I got a few in here I'll pick up, and as far as the move goes, I don't care. There are several folks that hang out over there. There's some guys down over close to Athens that hang out there, and some guys up in Kansas that hang out there. So we probably ought to investigate it just a little bit before we just jump off in there and ask them politely and see if they mind if we join in over there. But anyway, like I said, wherever we go is fine with me. Hey, Gary, BFA, what's up down in Humble, Texas?
Hi, good evening, Guy. At W5CMK, W5BFA. Yeah, everything's okay down here in Humboldt. Nice and warm today as usual. Supposed to be warmer tomorrow. We're getting ready for the Ham Fest coming up this weekend over in Orange. Can try a little bit of Wrangler stuff over there maybe, and look around, see what's available, and see some guys maybe. Say hello to some folks. But tonight we're running the old TS520 SE to the SP200 up to the inverted V about 15 feet off the ground. EMC 6050 rather microphone. That's about nothing special. Everybody's sounding extremely good. That old National sounding good up there, fella, I tell you. In fact, all the old radios sounding good tonight. Sounds like we got a good band. Last couple of weeks I've tried to get in here. I come in early and it was okay, and then about that time I couldn't hear nobody. Such as it is. But it's good to everybody, and enjoy it. Now go ahead, Guy. W5CMK, W5BFA.
All right, Gary. Yeah, it's doing a job for you tonight. Not going to make it to Orange, so y'all can laugh and talk about me all you want to.
Well, yours might be burning, Guy, I tell you.
Heck, I got broad shoulders. Just pile it on. All right, hope y'all have a good trip down there and enjoy everything. Hey, let's go from Humble, Texas to Bella Vista, Arkansas. Hey, Glenn, WB5L. What's going on up there?
Hello, Mr. Guy, W5CMK from WB5L. Oh, we just had a beautiful day and enjoying this weather. And I'm running the Drake TR4C, AC4, MS4, W4 on the PEP. I got the little PEP kit in there, and microphone is a Audio Technica MB1. It's a studio mic. I got a matching audio transformer, and all that's going over to the old Heathkit SB1000, a single tube. 9 tubes in the Drake, 1 tube in the amp. And on peaks, I look like about 800. So that's probably about 5 average. The antenna is an inverted V with the top of it on the tower up there about 50 feet. And that's the working conditions here. I guess that the band's changing around enough now where everybody is not fading away at this time of evening. So I'm glad. The old boat anchors are certainly making a name for themselves here. You know, as far as moving, I'm like everybody else. I don't care. I'll move. You know, we got Kansas Bill, and I need to go up there and talk to him. All those folks on 22, we could go up there. I'm sure they wouldn't mind, but we do need to talk to them and find out. You know, and there is something to be said for just staying here at 3870 on the radio dial, so it don't matter to me. I'll just follow along. And that's about it, Guy. Back to you, W5CMK, WB5L.
All right, the check-in, give me a call sign. We'll put you on the list and come back to you.
Roger, this is November 4, Oscar Zulu Sierra, in 4 OCS, Jerry in Dole City, Alabama.
All right, Jerry, got you on the list, and we got a few more in front of you, and we will come back and get you in a minute.
Contact.
November Yankee Zulu.
Got a few more on the list here, guys. Hang on just a little bit. All right, MS, and I don't remember the rest of it, Jim. Dadgummit, you changed your call sign, but let's go to Far, Texas. Hey, Jim.
WJ5MS. Jim down there in Far, Texas on my very durable TS-829. Driving the SP200 amplifier up into the multiple band dipole. And that's about the size of it. Getting to be quite a few calling in there. So we'll just cut it short and say 73 is glad to. Oh, let me make a comment about the net. If y'all decide to change, no problem. I got a antenna that go from 3.5 to 4.0. No problem with me. Wherever you at, let me know. 73 to everyone.
All right, good deal, Jim. Yeah, you just have to change the RPMs on that rotatable dipole, right?
You got it.
Roger. All right, let's see. KK5IA. Come on in and let us know what you got going on.
W5CMK, this is KK5IA. Good evening to the rest of the net. It's a very nice day here in Center Point. I'm not on a boat anchor. I'm on a TS-850 SAT. And on an off-center fed dipole, and I hope I'm getting out. I'm just barefoot. Everybody's sounding great, and I hope to hear you all around the Belton time and make some acquaintances there. 73 to the net, KK5IA.
All righty, Frank. Well, yep. Well, if the creek don't rise, or if it does rise and it just don't rise all the way up, we're planning on being there, and I know Jim and Jay, and it's just probably about everybody's planning on being at the Belton Hamfest. So, good deal. Yeah, something clicked that I didn't notice there, but it doesn't look like anything's gone haywire, so we'll stick with it. All right, good deal, Frank. Hey, Joseph, WA5EIJ, what's going on in your neck of the woods there, young man?
W5 Country Music King, this is Whiskey Alpha 5 Echo India Juliet. Joseph in Magnolia, you guys are listening to a Central Electronics 200V, and I'm listening on a Collins 75S3. Anyway, I know there's a whole bunch of guys listening and waiting, so let me just say hello to everybody. I'm neutral on the frequency change. I do wonder, Lynn, if when you heard W9RAN, could you also hear the regular guys at the same time? Anyway, that's about all I have. So, Guy, I'm going to turn it back to you. Don't blow any fuses. If you do, let the smoke out of them and put it back in. This is Joseph. Over.
All right, Joseph. Well, I guess if push comes shove, I can always wrap aluminum foil around them, right?
I can honestly say I've not done that.
No comment.
I know what you mean.
All right, let me grab one more. Let me get Steve out there in the hill country, and then I'll throw it down there to Jim. There's a couple on the list there left that he can pick up, and then we can take some check-ins. Hey, Steve, HNI, what's going on in the hill country?
Very good afternoon or good evening all from WD5HNI. Name here is Steve, located in Central Texas, not too far from the Pertinalis River. And a vote on the moving or not, I'm kind of neutral also. I'll go where y'all go. It doesn't matter to me. Like you say, I got a VFO, and we can go with the crowd. But anyway, tonight we're on an early Collins S line. This is an S3 line, one of the early winged emblems here, 3 line. All that running into a 3001 amp, and to the homebrew ladder line up to a 160 meter loop. And that's about the rundown here. About 5 to 550 out. Everybody's sounding pretty good, but on the last transmission, Lynn was fading away, so I don't know whether the band is in the shift mode or not right now there, Guy, over.
I don't know. I got a room full of you, and last time I heard Lynn too, so I don't know. It may be, may not be. Who knows?
Roger, roger. But anyway, that's about it here. A nice day, 84 degrees, 83, something like that. So is spring ready? I don't know, but we'll see. Take care. I appreciate y'all running the net. WD5HNI.
All right, good deal, Steve. Look forward to visiting with you when we get to Belton. Hey, Mr. Jim down in that Uvalde country, KB5ZIV, you want to give it a whirl? W5CMK.
Sure, Guy, we'll do that. All right, folks, let me turn this other one down a little bit. All right, guys, this is KB5ZIV. You're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. Tonight I'm on the trusty FT102. We're driving the B&W PT2500A pretty conservatively. That goes to the big tuner and out there to the double extended zip. So with all that said, hopefully I'm sounding all right. Let me see. Hey, Sammy, you still hanging around W5DPP?
Well, I'm here just listening.
All right, brother. Well, we didn't want to leave you out.
Oh, yeah, we're here listening to all these fine radios. Hope to see everybody at Orange or Belton.
I do. Hey, Mr. Mike, KL7CD.
KB5ZIV and the Boat Anchors. Kilo Lima 7 Charlie Delta in New Braunfels, in the edge of the hill country, eastern edge, but it's still in the hill country. I'm copying everybody really good. I didn't hear what Sammy was running the station W5DPP just before me, but he had really good sounding audio. I'm thinking he might be on a Swan. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But anyway, I'll check with him, or maybe you can check with him there, Jim, as net control and find out what he's running. A few comments. First thing is the frequency change. I'll do whatever anybody else wants to do. I do think that taking kind of a poll, we started it last week, I think it was, or maybe week before last, doing this for 2 or 3 weeks. Just about everybody that's going to come in here that frequents the Boat Anchors is going to have an opinion, and at least they will understand that, we're considering this. And then the second thing is, once if we reach a collective agreement that we're going to move, then spend a week or 2 or 3 announcing that, on this frequency, having our regular net on this frequency, so that, Jay made the comment, we would lose a lot of people that are used to coming here. But if you phase it in over a month or 2 with questions about comments, consideration about the move, and then an announcement over a few more weeks, then you probably won't lose near as many as you think. But anyway, I'll do whatever anybody wants to do. Real quick, the rig here tonight, same old rig I always run, Hallicrafters Twins, HT44 transmitter, and SX117 receiver, operating in transceive mode, what Hallicrafters called the slave mode back in 1963, using the receiver VFO for both receive and transmit frequency. And the amplifier is Heathkit SB220, and it's putting out about what it'll put out with 100 watts of drive, which is considerable. Antenna is inverted V, up about 25 feet, and I'm using a Shure 444D microphone. A couple other comments. The net control station's Lynn at my QTH was plus 15. Guy, plus 25. And Jim, you're plus 25. So I'm reading all of you real well. The guy with the tempo rig, Denver N50JB, really nice audio, and you're 30 over. You're the strongest station I've heard at my QTH tonight. Really nice audio. Jay, you're plus 25. Joseph, up there in Magnolia, you're plus 25. And a little tip for people, if you ever run the SX117 HT44 as a transceiver, the Twins, Hallicrafters Twins, one thing I learned the hard way, when somebody comes on frequency and he's tuning up and you notch him out with the notch filter, you need to turn that notch filter off before you, all the way to the off position, before you transmit. Otherwise, you're transmitting on a different frequency than what you're receiving. And you can find that in the manual, but it doesn't just jump out at you. Just a little hint on that. Latest project here, a National RAO-7, Old Navy World War II receiver in great condition. Repainting the cabinet right now. I've got it sanded and primed. The receiver receives nothing. So I've recapped it, and I've got to start from the back end and go toward the front end and try to find out what the problem is. All the tubes are good. Yeah, it's just going to take a while, but I'm working on that. It's an 11-tube receiver. You can receive SSB because it has a BFO, but really designed to be AM and CW receiver. And if I ever get it working, maybe 2 or 3 years from now, you'll see it at Belton. When you start taking check-ins, I talked to a guy today on AM, W5WN. His name is Win. And I told him about the boat anchor net. He was actually on a solid-state rig on AM, but he said he had a Hot Water 100, I believe it was. He thought he might try to warm it up and either check in. I'm not sure if he's going to be there tonight or maybe in a week or two, but anyway, listen up for W5WN Win. That's it from here. We had a beautiful day today. 88 degrees was the high. Supposed to be 88 again tomorrow. Sunny, just beautiful down here in the hill country in New Braunfels. So back to you, Jim. Sorry to keep it so long, but I had a lot of comments to make. WB5ZIV and the boat anchors, KL7 Charlie Delta. Hope you're copying me.
Oh, yeah, not a problem, Mike. You're plenty loud here. All right. And you're sounding good as always.
You're plus 25 down here.
And Sammy was on his flex.
No wonder it sounded so good.
Yeah, I do. All right. Hey, Marty, you get through eating there N5 KBP?
WZIV N5 KBP. Thanks, Jim. My name is Marty. I'm in Longview, Texas. Not too far from Guy. Probably about, 10 miles as crow flies. Maybe not that far. I'm on the old Yaesu FT401B. Barefoot, about 200 watts, into my old 200-foot Skywire. Driving it with an old D104 microphone. I do have a new addition to the configuration, though. I just finished the prototype of a digital readout for it that I used as a learning tool for these Arduino microcontroller things that you can pick up on eBay for $10 and a few other places. Been playing with that, got it finally working right. The microcontroller part, the programming wasn't that hard. The hard part was getting the RF part straight, where it would shape the input and do a couple other things before it feeds it to the little old microprocessor. It's working good. I probably got a total of maybe $30 in it. And that includes the 8-digit LED display that is bright as all get. I gotta figure out how to turn that thing down. It is bright. It's got L for lower sideband 3.870.0, and I can make it say 00 with a push of a button. It's got 8 buttons on the front. You can sit there and change the calibration. It works on all bands. I can set the calibration for every band, even for aging crystals. It's a pretty nifty little thing. I had fun playing with it, and I can make it work on any rig. You give me a VFO output out of an old rig, and I can build you a digital display pretty easy. It's all math. Once you count the VFO, like I say, it's just all math. And this thing, like I say, you set the calibration for every band, and it saves it to memory. So when you power it back up, you don't have to tweak it like the old Yaesu YC601 or whatever it was. It's kind of like that, but like I say, you don't have to calibrate it every time you change bands. Once you get it calibrated, it's done. Anyway, that's what I've been working on. The weather was great. beautiful sunny day. Can't complain at all. That's about it, Jim. N5 KBP, back to net.
All right, Marty, sounding good there.
Oh, by the way, I will be at Belton, and matter of fact, I bought 2 tables this morning. Back to net.
All right.
Check in.
All right, yeah, I'll get you in a minute here. Hey, Mr. WD5JKO.
All right, KB5ZIV, Boat Anchor Net, this is Jim, WD5JKO. All right, I was kind of nodding off here a little bit here, so anyway, we're still on the Central Electronics 20A and Van Topper VFO D104 and all that, driving another Godset that I got here, a Godset GSB 201. So into my off-center fed inverted V. So on the frequency there, I'll go wherever you want to go, and you might say if we want to stay kind of local here, I'd say there's a group on 68, and sometimes we're bothering them, and when there's someone down below you there, you kind of want to give them a little room. So why don't we move up one? How about that? It's 3871. But anyway, that's just my take. Back to net, KB5ZIV, WD5JKO. Check in.
Who's the check-in?
Me too, OYL.
Yeah, can I check in even if I don't have a boat anchor?
Oh, yeah.
K5DTS over in Granbury.
Me too, K5OL.
All right, let me get these other guys, and then we'll get some more there. All right, the N4OZS, are you still hanging out there?
This is November 4, Oscar Zulu Sierra, Bell City, Alabama, about 30 miles east of Birmingham, Alabama. And I've checked in several times here. I'm using my S-Line and KW M2. I'm running tonight 75S3 Charlie with a 32S3 running about 100 watts. Using a Power D104. I'm running a double bazooka antenna. A lot of good signals out there, and I was just wondering how you copying me and how my audio is. So back to net N4OZS.
All right, I think it was Gerald. You're fine over here in Uvalde. I'm close to Del Rio. I'm getting you out of there over the noise and some of the other stuff, so I don't see a problem with it. Over.
Okay, Roger. It's good to hear. His name is Jerry, Japan English Radio Yankee. Go ahead.
All right, Gary. I'm sorry. I got short-term memory loss here.
Okay, well, it seems like you got a pretty good bit tonight, and I'll just keep it short, and I'll be along here for the ride.
All right, brother. Hey, just sit around and listen. There's probably going to be a bunch. Hey, Mr. NYZ, this is KB5ZIV.
Yeah, KB5 ZIV and 5NYZ. Good evening to you, Jim, and say hi to Lynn and Guy, too. This is November 5, November Yankee Zulu, Tile Mountain, Alpine, Texas. I don't have any preference. 3922 is fine with me because I'm pretty far west of everybody. There's a group on this same frequency. I think they're in California, and I think they're AMers, but they're quite strong now. And the only other group I could think of was the Collins AM net, used to be on 3880 at the same time on Wednesday evenings as our net. I went up there, but nobody's there, so maybe they're not there anymore. I don't know. Jim, can I make a quick listing?
Sure, Tom, go ahead.
Okay, we're still in the market for a Collins HF receiver. It's the model Hotel Fox 2050. That's HF2050. Also, still in it, looking for a Variac 120 volts, about 5 or 10 amps range. And if you have one, not a rack mount, but the little round ones with the knob on top, would be fine. Number out here in Alpine is 432-837-3679. Again, 432-837-3679. Pretty good signals from everyone tonight, Jim, and you're sounding your usual good. So back to you, N5NYC.
Info.
Yeah, I lost my foot pedal. Yeah, okay, guys. Hang on a minute. Okay, guys, Tom out in Alpine, November 5, November Yankee Zulu. He's got the looking for some wants here, guys. Looking for a Collins HF2050. He's looking for a small 110 volt Variac, you know, the round type with the Kanabi on top. You got any one of those that's excess to your need? 432-837-3679. That's 432-837-3679. That pretty good, Tom?
Yeah, perfect, Jim. If you're having trouble with the foot switch, you might take off those rabbit ear slippers.
Now I need to put some cork back on the bottom of it so it'll quit sliding across the floor.
Okay, very good.
Recheck.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, Tom, are you coming to Belton by any chance?
Oh, no, it's too far for me.
Okay, I may give you a call. I've got a little Variac here that you'd have to put it in some kind of a case, but it probably suits your needs. I'll holler at you later.
Okay, thank you. I'll go ahead, Jim.
All right. Okay, I had one trying to check in earlier. I believe it was a KA5, and I didn't get the tail end there. If you'd like to check in with us this evening, come on in.
KA5 DJS, I'm over in Granbury, and I'm just sitting here listening to you guys talking on these old radios, and just figured I'd check in, and love hearing all these old radios in here. I absolutely do. So anyway, the name is David, and I'm, like I said, I'm over in Granbury, and everybody is coming in. I'm running an Icon 7410, so I don't have an old radio. But just to let everybody know here, your signals are so good that I have to have the attenuator on, and everybody's hitting 9 and more. So anyway, that's the story here on this site. It's K5PTS.
Info.
Yeah, go ahead, Don.
Jim, I forgot to mention for the group, Monday I called DX Engineering to order something, and the girl took my order and listed the pricing, and she said, your tax will be so much. I said, well, I'm in Texas. I don't have to pay tax. She says, you do now. And I says, oh, they are opening a store in Arlington, DX Engineering. She didn't know when, but they're in process of doing it, and I had to pay the tax over.
Yeah, I saw that on their website.
Okay.
All right. All right, let me get Mr. Todd here, and then I'll give it back over to Lynn. KA5LYL.
You got to be kidding me. You mean you can actually hear my little 100 watt? All right. KA5LYL. Ooh, boy. Ooh, I'm hitting that thing. Ooh, I back that off a little bit. All right, I'm just running the radio barefoot, but I am on a boat anchor tonight, y'all. KA5LYL, Todd, Corpus Christi. And Jim, I've got a want for vintage items, but I'd like to trade probably a modern item for it, and I want to know if it's okay to list that.
Yeah, I guess it'll be all right, Todd.
Okay. My want, this is going to be pretty hard to fill, but I already know where there is one. and it ain't too terribly far away from me. But I don't know if he wants to trade or not, so I'm going to go ahead and list this bad boy. Because I'm not going to go into specifics, but let's just say I found out the other night due to my eyesight, or should I say my deteriorating eyesight, I guess I'm going to need it even more than I originally thought. I would like to get a digital display for this PS520S. I have the S, so I have I can do either a Spectronic, one of the DD1s, or I can do the Kenwood DG5. I can do either one because I have all the stuff on the back for either. And if I remember right, the Spectronics went into the jumper connector, the 9-pin jumper connector on the back. That's how they did that. And of course, the DG5 uses those free phono connectors on the back. So I'll do either or. That's what I'm looking for my 520 stuff. I'm leaning toward a Spectronics, because that's what I had with my novice station. But like I said, I will definitely entertain a DG5 as well. And that's the Kenwood one, by the way, the other Spectronic. And the item I have to trade for it, because I'm not going to be able to do anything cash-wise until the 1st of March. So I have an item to trade, and that is an exceptionally nice Kenwood Papa Sierra 5.2, a Kenwood PS52 power supply that is now in excess to my needs. It is exceptionally nice. This is the one that they use they have the screw terminals on the back of it, so you can use it with any radio and any power cord. They have your regular hot and negative screw terminals on the back of it. So I guess I should say that. I'll entertain cash offers for the thing, but I know that its cash value seems to be just about of that of this digital display. So I didn't mean to take so long. Back to net, by the way, I am on the PS520S right now, and I'm running barefoot 100 watts. Back to net, KA5LYL.
You don't give me your phone number, Todd?
Oh, God, yes. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight, but I'm taking too long, I feel like. 361-816-7748. 361-816-7748. Back to net.
Hi, Todd. Okay, guys, KA5LYL is looking to do a little horse trading. He needs the display for his 520S, either the DG5 or the Spectronics. He'd really like to have the Spectronics, but that's the way that works. Sometimes you got to take what you get. Said he could trade it for a PS52 power supply. That's the one with the screw terminals on the back, so you can use it with just about any radio. 361-816-7748. 361-816-7748.
Oh,
yeah, I'm okay.
Jimmy, I'm recording on the using my recording stuff with the 520 as well. Back to now.
All right.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, I heard you, Mo.
I got a phone number for that guy if he needs a digital readout for his 520.
Yeah, put it out there.
Okay. I forget who it was. Probably a month ago. 254-630-8863. If I wrote it down right, that's what it is. 254-630-8863.
It's Denver.
Contact.
Yeah, that's Denver.
Yeah, that's me. I still got it. Saying 50JB. But I'd really rather sell it than trade it.
All right, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Sure am. So we'll see what happens. I appreciate it, y'all. KA5LYL.
All right. All right, folks, this is KB5ZIV. Lynn, you got her all straightened around yet?
I think so. Am I still on there?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll talk here a little bit. This is K5LYN. My name's Lynn. I'm in Austin on the Swan 500, very carefully driving a Collins 30L1. And we got a big group on here tonight. Who else for the boat anchors? K5LYN. Listening?
Tomo 9 MOK.
Wow. Okay, Mike, talk first.
Okay, Lynn, I think you thought of me. Okay, well, tonight I'm on the old trusty old TS530. Going into OSB 220 tonight. I got it fired up tonight. How about that? And the old microphones, Shure 444, and into an inverted V I had up temporary for about 20 years. And that's about it. Just kind of sandbagging the night there. But a good sound radio out there, sure is. N5MOK. Back to you there, Lynn.
Mike, we got a pipeline between us. How am I doing up there?
You sound real good, real good.
Yeah, you too. All right, who else for the net? K5LYN, listening?
K5LRX.
Okay, well, there were so many, I'm going to talk to Jack. Hey, Jack LRX, pick it up, K5LYN.
Hey, good evening, Lynn. Good evening, Nat. Good evening, Jim, and everybody. Subject of frequency where y'all want to meet. I've got a big knob on this radio, and it turns the VFO, and I can go anywhere that you all want to go. So 3922 sounds just as fine to me, or go up one to 3871. I think that was Jim's idea, which sounds perfectly reasonable. But anyhow, you all just tell me where you are, and I'll meet you. That's one of the great things about, a fairly, for me, a 765, which I'm on tonight, into an LK550 linear. That's modern radio. So it's got a big knob and some numbers, and you turn the knob, and the numbers go, unlike the earlier stuff, the Drakes and all the other stuff I've got, where you stick a crystal in it, and you know where it's going to be. But this sideband stuff, you can turn the knob and the numbers change. So wherever you all want to be, I'll be there. So I guess we all just can maybe get along. So anyhow, that's my vote for the evening, which is, I guess, pretty much flexibility rules. So K5LRX, thanks kindly for picking me up, Lynn, and I hope you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful net. K5LRX.
All right, Jack, great to hear you. And we have had a huge group in here tonight. We're trying to make some sense of it. Okay, there was a bunch of people that came in when Jack did. Let's see if I can find out who you guys are. Maybe one at a time or something like that. Let's try it again. K5LYN.
Whiskey Oscar Zulu.
Okay, Dan, you're the guy I could hear. WOZ, pick it up.
Wow, boy, I heard about 8 more guys before me. Okay, thank you, Lynn. This is Dan KWOZ. We're in Houston. I'm cheating tonight. I'm running it's an older radio, but it's not antique, I guess. It's a Kenwood 950, but I am driving an old Ten-Tech Centurion amplifier that was kind of broken up and got it working. That's it. From here, I guess. Otherwise, the move of the net, it's interesting. Moving it up 1 kc will make no sense whatsoever. That's just asking for trouble if you do that, because there's going to be people talking here on 3870 no matter what, and there's a net on 3873, so that would be the absolute worst place to go. 3922 might be an option. Personally, I think that you'll probably lose as many of the regulars by moving it as you will gain people from far off. And that's it from here. K5LYN, KWOZ.
That's how it's looking here.
Yeah. Dan, I hear you well. I hear the other fella, too.
Yeah, some 6 guy, they don't listen before they transmit, I guess.
Well, I think the propagation opens up the band in California hours after it's open here, and they don't always know that we're here. Anyway, Dan, thank you for your input, and let's see who those other people were. Dan, you won that one by coming in last because I didn't know who the other people were. Let's try it again, guys. Who's out there? K5LYN.
Kilo Bravo Papa, recheck.
Sierra Echo Delta.
Okay, I got Bravo Papa and I got a Delta. Who was Bravo Papa?
Oh, Lynn, this is Marty, N5 KBP. I just want to make a recheck. Denver, you mentioned the DD-1. For that Kenwood, you actually need the DD-1K. It was one they made special for the Kenwood. The DD-1, I think, only works with the Yaesu radios.
It is the DD-1K.
But if there is one that you're aware of, I have a DD-1 that has a minor issue that I'm going to repair. I've got the chip to do it here. I just never have gotten around to do it, that we could work something out on. N5 KBP.
All right, this is the DD-1K that I have. It's for the Kenwood. What I'm looking for is one that goes for that I can put on the tempo.
Okay. How about you guys get together on email about this? Because that's kind of outside the parameters of our boat anchors here. Thank you, Marty, for the follow-up.
You had a W2 in there.
Okay.
Because I don't do email.
Get them, Skip. W5BXE.
You need the T then, N5 KBP.
Okay. Who was Delta trying to check in a minute ago? K5LYN.
Sierra Echo Delta.
SED, Steve, pick it up.
Well, good evening, everybody on the Boat Anchors Net. And Lynn, listen up next week. Listen for a C6A call. Hopefully we'll be able to get back in there. Tonight I'm on the 520 and the 30L run. I'll get out here, Gus, to get it around. K0 SCD, back to you.
Okay, Steve. Let's try. That's should we? I wonder if we should look for you first because it's dark out there in the Bahamas long before it is here.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right. Okay, I'll make a note to myself about that. Because we have talked to you before, and it's been bizarre. That's a long way for 80 meters.
W5BXE.
Relay. Okay. Who else? K5LYN listening?
WK5R. I keep hearing somebody in the background, too, y'all.
That's AMer out west. Rusty, WK5R, is trying to check in.
Yeah, I think our competition is such, I'm about ready to wind it down. Rusty, pick it up. WK5R, K5LYN.
Good evening, Lynn. Everybody on the Boat Anchors Net. This is WK5R. Tonight we're doing the transceive, transmitting on the helicopter HT-37 and receiving on the Drake CR-4C Ducker. I found out today that I'm going to have to deliver the RV-4C to a guy that's going to pick it up and take it to Jim down there in Poway, Texas, at Orange. So I had to scramble around here this afternoon and get the Jones plug and the audio connector and everything on the AC tree supply that I had to replace that to go with the Drake, but I finally got it. I'm not transmitting on the Drake, but I had to get it where I could receive. Anyway. That's what we're doing here. We're getting ready for Orange. We're getting everything boxed up, ready to go. So, looking forward to seeing everybody that's down there at Orange. So that's all I have from here, man. Back to you, K5LYN and the Boat Anchors, WK5R.
Okay. All right, Rusty, you're sounding good tonight, and good luck with that project. I'm sorry I can only make Friday this season because I'm working Saturday and Sunday. So, Friday's about all I can do in terms of Belton this time around. All right, we're at the bottom of the hour, and the competition's quite severe, so I'm going to wind it down on my end. I'll give it to Guy, see what he wants to do thus far, and we'll begin to slow it down, at least on my end. W5CMK, K5LYN.
K5LYN and the Boat Anchors. This is W5CMK. Yeah, I'm going to throw it out there one time. If there's anybody we've missed, come in slowly, listen up, make sure you're not doubling up with somebody, and I'll get one or two more in there, and we'll see what we can do with it. So come now with your call sign suffix slowly, and listen up, please.
5MS. Uniform Oscar Alpha. 5 India.
I got a 5 India, a UOZ, and a UOA. So UOZ, I think you started to freak us out, so go ahead.
Okay, well, thanks for getting me in here. The old van has shifted around, and I'm hearing the other guys there on AM quite a bit. Anyway, I'm on the old 500 Swan. barefoot here this evening, running through my old Dentron Super Tuner, tied into the liner line and out to an inverted V here for 75 meters. So that's the big story here. Anyway, good evening all the way around. It's been a good net. Boy, I've heard all the signals. Everybody sounded really good. I hope this old Swan's doing its job. It looks like it is. So anyway, back to net. KB0, you heard that.
Yeah, Swan's doing what it's supposed to up here. Sounding good. Hey, 5 India, I believe. Give it a whirl.
W5CMK in the net. This is Dwayne, WV5I in Munster, Texas. Tonight we're running a Shure 444D and 75S3B, 32S3, 312B4, 516F2, and a DL1. All of that's round emblem. And sometimes we listen on 51S1. It's a winged emblem. And the tuners, Drake MN 2000 into an inverted V resonant on 80, 40, and 20 at 37 feet. And back to net, WV5I.
All right, Dwayne, you got the Collins gear sounding good. Got that Drake piece in there to make it work right, Roger?
As far as frequency change, my antenna is resonant at about 3,800. I can go anywhere, but I get more fire in the wire by going down.
Roger. Well, that's to be determined yet. We're still kind of kicking it around. There's several variables in there, but we'll figure out some place to call home here soon. All right, Dwayne, good deal. UOA, come on in. All righty, got you in there. The 1000's doing what it's supposed to do. It's making the trip. All right, one more time, y'all listen up real close. Use the protocol. This is, and then unkey, and then give it that, and then maybe I can get a couple more of you in here. Please go ahead. All right, I got the November 5 Juliet Golf X-Ray. Go ahead with your name. I got your full call sign, so let us know what you got going on. Where you at?
Sure, Roger. Name here, Hugo. Hotel, uniform, golf officer. Running a Kenworth 570. Not that much of a boat anchor. Still acquiring some dust. And DCH is Austin, Texas. Just down the street from Lynn there.
Well, all righty. Well, I bet you Lynn can hear you then, right?
I don't know. He didn't acknowledge me when he had the handle over it.
There was a whole lot of folks in there, and they were just kind of butting heads all together. All right, well, I'm going to call it quits right there, guys. That's a whole bunch of folks for boat anchors. We're about 4 minutes over on our time limitations here, so it's been a very enjoyable net, very informative net, and we got the message out on the possible relocation that we'll kind of figure that out as we go. So anyway, like I said, I have personally enjoyed it immensely, and I'm going to throw it down there to Jim, let him tie a bow on it. And the words of wisdom from Northeast Texas are, keep your head down and don't rock the boat. 73, KB5ZIV, W5CMK.
All right, guys. All right, folks, this is KB5ZIV. You've been listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. We appreciate all you folks that came by and took the time to check in with us, because without you guys, we can't do it. We hope y'all have a really good week. Hopefully we'll see y'all next Wednesday. For all of you, I need to throw something out there, guys. My internet service is down, so hold up on the email for a little bit until I get that straightened out. So, anyway, y'all have a good week. 73's all the way around. And we'll return this frequency back to normal amateur use from KB5ZIV.
Good work. Jim.